High-performance sedans are not a new thing in the automotive world, but somehow they continue to impress us over and over with their perfect blend of cutting-edge engineering and breathtaking performance. These cars dominate the road not just with their smoothness, but with blistering acceleration and spectacular precision. Therefore, make sure to stay with us and discover the 10 fastest sedans in the world you can buy right now. Lucid Air Sapphire. The Lucid Air Sapphire stands as a genuine super sport sedan and, unlike most models on this list, it's all electric. A combo of electric motors mounted on both axles delivers a total output of 1,234 horsepower and 1,430 pound-feet of torque, plenty enough to hit 60 in just about 2 seconds. To complete a quarter mile, it needs just a little bit over 9 seconds, while the handling also feels sure-footed and precise, meaning that there's no reason to complain about the curb weight of over 5,300 pounds. That leads us to the top speed of 205 miles per hour, so altogether, a well-earned place on this list. Besides speed, this amazing sedan also impresses with over 400 miles of range and a pretty impressive charging speed of 350 kilowatts, which is enough to add between 150 and 200 miles of range in less than 20 minutes. The only problem is the cost, considering the sticker price of over $250,000. Tesla Model S Plaid. Tesla's fastest model impresses in many ways, starting from the surprisingly low curb weight of less than 4,800 pounds. For that reason, it isn't a surprise that, even though it's not the most powerful EV around, it still manages to hit 60 in just 2 seconds. The max output is rated at 1,020 horsepower, and that's enough for the top speed of 200 miles per hour. As for the quarter mile, count on about 9.2 seconds, another impressive figure of this electric sedan that comes with a pretty attractive sticker price of around $91,000. The Model S Plaid also impresses with charging performance. With a charging rate of 250 kilowatts, it's able to add around 170 miles of range in just 15 minutes. When fully loaded, its 98 kilowatt-hour battery is enough for nearly 350 miles before recharging. BMW M3. The Bavarian automaker just released the new generation of its legendary high-performance midsize sedan. The good old 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 carried on, but it also got massive help from a capable electric motor and large battery. That's right, the new M3 is a plug-in hybrid with 717 horsepower, 100 horses more than the previous generation. With that power figure in mind, it doesn't surprise that 0 to 60 takes about 3 seconds. It's slightly slower than electric rivals, but its top speed of 190 miles per hour is right there. Moreover, 11 seconds for a quarter mile is also quite respectable, while we should also point out engaging handling, which feels superior compared to electric counterparts. With all that taken into account, we could say it's a better all-rounder. The only thing you might not like about the new M3 is the price, which starts at around $110,000. Mercedes-AMG S63 E Performance. The German luxury automaker recently introduced the new S63, the most powerful S-Class ever. Like the previous version, this one is also based on a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, but this time it gets massive help from an electric motor mounted on the rear end. The total output goes all the way up to 791 horsepower, which is enough for a top speed of over 180 miles per hour. Things become even more impressive once you realize that this full-size sedan needs just 3 seconds to hit 60, proving that ultimate luxury and driving engagement can go together. Moreover, all quintessential AMG features are there, including Jetwing-inspired air inlets, forged AMG wheels, twin tailpipes, and other things that ensure a genuine AMG experience, even in today's world of massive electrification. Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid. The Panamera has always been considered one of the best-handling four-door cars around, but it can also be a straight-line rocket if you pick an adequate version. And that would be the Turbo SE Hybrid with its monstrous plug-in hybrid setup that relies on the good old 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that gets significant help from the electric motor, so the max output goes all the way up to 771 horsepower. With all that power in mind, it doesn't surprise that 0 to 60 takes no more than 2.8 seconds, while even more impressive is the top speed of 202 miles per hour, which is enough for the status of one of the most fastest cars on this list. Of course, That level of performance costs, so be ready to spend nearly $230,000 to get one of these. Maserati Ghibli Trofeo. This Maserati isn't just one of the most exotic-looking models in its class, it's also one of the fastest sedans in the world. Despite the age, this model still impresses with its super engaging handling, which is complemented by an excellent twin-turbo V8, which puts out around 580 horsepower. Clearly, it's not the most powerful engine around, but it's capable enough to ensure 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds and a quarter mile in 12 seconds. These definitely aren't record-breaking figures, but on the other hand, a well-calibrated transmission ensures a pretty impressive top speed of 203 miles per hour, which is something you'll hardly ever achieve with any of its classmates. Full of Italian flair, the Ghibli Trofeo is a perfect performance sedan. Super sharp handling, exotic styling, a lot of charm, and impressive top speed. The only problem is that it costs around $166,000. BMW M3 Competition. There's probably no nameplate in the world of performance sedans that's as legendary as the M3. And the current generation is no different, considering that we're talking about a car with spectacular handling, agility, steering, and everything else that comes with the M3 nameplate. And even though the company discontinued the CS model, there is the upgraded M3 Competition for this year. It gets a notable power boost, so the max output now goes up to 523 horsepower. It may not sound spectacular when compared to some other models on the list, but keep in mind that this is a compact sedan, so it's still pretty light. So it's actually one of the quickest when it comes to 0 to 60 acceleration with an astonishing 2.8 second time, while the top speed of 180 miles per hour is also pretty respectable. Audi RS e-tron GT Performance. With a top speed of 155 miles per hour, we can't say it keeps pace with the fastest electric sedans around, but still, other aspects of its performance are excellent. After all, without electronic limitations, this sedan would be much quicker, considering the maximum output of 925 horsepower. This is the most powerful Audi ever made, so don't be surprised with its price tag of $167,000. It's much more than just a luxury EV. It hits 60 in a little bit over 2 seconds, while the quarter mile goes around 10 seconds. All that power gets complemented by composed handling, engaging drive, and other typical Audi qualities, including excellent build quality and impressive tech. Porsche Taycan Turbo GT. The Taycan became the gold standard in the EV performance segment long ago, but the latest addition for 2025, the Taycan Turbo GT, sets the bar even higher. And its performance is astonishing. Besides unparalleled track performance for the class, it's also incredibly quick in the straight, and why wouldn't it be, considering the aforementioned power figures? The new Taycan Turbo GT hits 60 in just 1.9 seconds, while the top speed has also been increased over the Turbo S and goes all the way up to 190 miles per hour. The only potential problem is the price, considering that this one starts at over $230,000. Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. We can talk about electrification and all other new technologies all day long, but we have no doubt that of all these super fast sedans, most of us would pick this old-school Cadillac. A supercharged V8, manual gearbox, do you really need any other explanation? And among several versions of this sedan available, the Blackwing stands out as the most capable. It puts out 668 horsepower, which is enough for 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. And while that's a little bit slower compared to more modern turbocharged sedans on the list, this one exceeds the top speed of 200 miles per hour. And the list of great things doesn't end there. This one also comes with an incredibly attractive price tag, considering the level of performance, which still remains in 5 figures. More precisely, it's $99,000, which looks like a high-performance bargain when you look at today's prices. What do you think of our list of the fastest sedans in the world? Do you think we missed something? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.